Hi, my name's Alex Bowie, and I will just be doing a quick reflection on what I learned um, this term. So, what public speaking means to me is the ability to effectively communicate a particular subject to an audience. A good public speaker should be able to not only articulate the subject, but also be engaged and keep engaged their audience. Three fundamentals uh, that are effect uh, three fundamentals of effective public speaking would be one, know your audience. So research your audience as well in advance as you can. That way you can tailor your subject specifically to them and use specific language and methods to keep them engaged. Two would be practice as much as you can. The more comfortable you are giving your speech, the more you're going to exude that confidence to your audience. Three would be using an outline. Start with a very detailed outline and then condense it and to the point where you're using like visual like flashcards or do a very watered down outline, and you could use that as your guideline instead of writing out your entire speech and reading off of the paper. Ethics and public speaking go hand in hand. So when you are giving a speech, you want to maintain an ethical integrity. Storytelling is one of the most powerful persuasive tools, and some of history's most powerful leaders were actually great public speakers, but not all of them were ethical. And I think one of the most infamous examples is Hitler. So to maintain ethical integrity, we must remember to only relay true information, not to lie, not to lead your audience astray or like exaggerate facts. The importance of using proper and professional language when it comes to public speaking is that you want your language to fit your audience, and you want to use professional language so that you have credibility. An wise engagement and connecting with your audience important. It's important because we want to keep our audience interest. We don't want to lose them while we're speaking to them. We want to make sure they're actively listening. If you're using a monotone and boring, if you're monotone and boring the entire time, or you're just kind of rambling, you're going to lose them and you're not going to communicate your message effectively. My favorite speech was probably the self-narrative speech, and that's just because we got like real-time feedback, and I tend to get very nervous anytime that I have to speak with anyone, or I just find it hard articulating what I want to say. So it was great practice for me. Areas that I would like to improve on is just improve on my delivery. I believe I did well in putting together like the outlines for the speeches and knowing how to tailor my subject to my audience. The biggest thing that I learned in class would be that I learned online presentation etiquette, things to avoid while delivering my speech, such as like having a clear background, dressing similar to the audience, and using visual aids sparingly and appropriately. Key strategies that I will apply to my future in terms of public speaking is practice. You can never be too prepared, and if I continue to practice, I'll most likely become more confident in speaking to an audience. Let's see. I learned that knowing your audience is an important concept in nursing as well. You can't communicate with the patient the same way that you would with a physician. You can't use like the same references across different cultures. If you want to connect with a patient, you should tailor what you're saying specifically to them. And time management is important in public speaking because a lot of the times you only have an allotted amount of time to get your message across. So, whether you have 5 or 10, that's a big difference. If you have 5, you need to choose what's super important, and you need to make sure that you hit all of that and the amount that you have. And that's it. Thank you so much, Professor, for all your feedback.